Welcome to the Great Girlfriends podcast, where we discuss life, love, laughter, and everything in between. We're your hosts. I'm Sybil Amuti.
And I'm Brandis Daniel.
Great girlfriends, make some noise.
Hey, what's going on, ladies?
Why am I so excited?
We got great boyfriends.
We got great boyfriends, and we have proof of it. Happy day, Brandis.
I know. You know my day is happy because I'm in Memphis.
I know that's right. Y'all, when Brandis misses me, she picks fights, right? So I'm all prepared to record, and I'm just, being the prepared one that I am. Why we both laugh?
Get your life.
You get your life. She wants to fight with me.
Stop telling these great girlfriends tales.
She likes to fight with me, y'all, and then try to blame it on me. So, you guys have been loving our money series. I'm just going to tell them.
Don't tell them.
I have to tell them. We have to be honest with them.
Okay, can I just tell them one thing before you tell them this?
I don't know if it's going to sabotage what I'm about to say.
When Sybil is very passionate about something, she makes things up so that she makes up tall tales.
Oh my gosh.
So that it helps her case. She just comes up with things out the blue. Brandis, we told the great girlfriends. And I'm like, Sybil, I don't think we told the great girlfriends that. Yes, we did. I'm telling you guys, she will come up with an elaborate story to sell a case to me.
We should put some money on this. Now, I'm not a gambling woman, but I will put $5 and some red lipstick on the fact that on one of those episodes, we told the girlfriends we're going to do a money series. But that's neither here nor there, because at this point, Brandis just completely vetoed my entire series. She's like, no, we're not doing that tonight. But
I wanted to do a fantastic episode, which I thought would inspire and ignite our great girlfriends.
Brandis, we do that in every episode.
We're going to hold that one. We have something even better than both of those ideas.
We have something so magnanimous. I mean, magnanimous. Girlfriends, I hope you have your pen and paper because class is in session.
Before we go to class right now, let me go to Sybil Amuti's Instagram and see. I'm going to call you out, Sid.
I did a great job.
I want to see if she posted anything from today. Doesn't look like it. So you want to call people out, Sybil Amuti. I am on your Instagram right now, and I don't see any posts from today. And today was a monumental day in the life of Sybil Amuti. However, she did post some really amazing pictures from the Mary J. Blige and Maxwell concert. She posted a beautiful family photo on her Instagram. And of course, she posted about our bomb workshop that's coming up. However, Sybil Amuti has been holding back on the Great Girlfriends because she was on a set today. Were you not on the set today, Sybil? For a modeling gig?
I may have actually been on a set for a paid gig.
Okay, so Sybil was on the set today.
But they wouldn't let me take pictures. I wanted to, guys. Girlfriends, I really wanted to take pictures, and they said no pictures. I would have. I would have.
Not even in hair and makeup?
No pictures.
Whatsoever?
Not in the building.
Wow.
I know. It was a very strict environment, so I couldn't take any pictures.
What brand is this? Mean, really, don't they know the power of social media?
You would think that they did, but they were as soon as I had my phone up ready, they were like, so there's no pictures in the building? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
I'm like, what?
I know.
But anyway, all right, well, I'll take it back then. You did a great job. The weekend looks amazing.
Thank you. I had a really great weekend, and I love seeing you and Kim in this picture. This is what 20 years of friendship looks like. Yes, so if you follow Brandis Daniel on Instagram, you'll see one of her friends since 20 years ago. That's back from the 90s. Y'all had stacks together.
Girl, yes, from college, yes.
And the minis Sky has on this dazzling denim jumpsuit. She's so yummy in this picture. And is his name Thomas, right?
Thomas, yeah, but she calls him 3.
3.
Third.
He's the third. He's so cute. He's got his fingers in his mouth and he's looking like, what's up, IG? What's up?
And did you see the little shirt in the back, the TP3?
Oh my God. I didn't even notice that. Is so cute. Everything. So you did a good job, even from Sky on the plane having her little squeeze. What do you call those things babies eat? The little squeeze juice things.
Yes.
She looks the pouch. She looks so cute in her own little seat. I love it. Well done, Brandis. Yes. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm so excited because we have like probably one of my favorite iTunes reviews. I can't wait to read it. Oh my gosh, this was a good one.
And I have not heard it, guys, so I'm hearing this for the first time, too.
I thought this was so great. Okay, so this is by someone named Reds. It says, words cannot begin to explain how much Brandis and Sybil have been able to connect with me on a level that is beyond me in the present.
Wow.
The great girlfriends, time and time again, propel me to my future me.
Wow.
I know. They have got me thinking on the level I should have been thinking for years now.
Whoa.
Not only have they enhanced my entrepreneurial frame of mind, but they have also empowered my spirit and relationship with God, which has made me a better man as a whole. That's when my stomach was like, what? It's a man.
Yes.
So this guy says, that's right, ladies. I am a man. And there's nothing wrong with having a few girlfriends that drop some knowledge on you from time to time.
Absolutely not.
This brother says, my wife and I converse about a number of topics in our households on the regular. Thank you, ladies, and keep up the work. Friends, be sure to take a listen. He clarifies, friends. So it's not just girlfriends. Friends, be sure to take a listen and be the best you that God has called you to be. Was this review helpful? Yes, it was.
That was amazing. Let me tell you something, Renz. First of all, I feel like you just did a commercial for our workshop that we have coming up.
Boom, pow! Right! That's a perfect segue.
Simple. He just did a full-on commercial for us because that's what it's all about.
That's it. It's about being ready, set, and going to the next level for 2017. So New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Massachusetts, DC, anybody that can access New York City by train, plane, automobile, you need to be there on November 30th for our Ready, Set, Go workshop. We have a limited number of slots left. And when I say I think it's going to be the game changer, because I know as we prepared the workshop content, I found myself transforming and reshaping my mind around some things that I've been sitting with.
Girl, I'm going through the content for a workshop, and I was like, this is a total game changer.
Yes.
It's a total game changer. And the thing is because you're going to be in the room or because you're going to be having this experience with other women who are doing the exact same thing, the bond that's going to be built in that room is going to be insane.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the accountability will be so awesome because I can literally look eye to eye with someone who I may have not have known until that evening and be able to say, hey, X, Y, and Z person, you can hold me accountable in this area. You were there in this moment when I received a certain amount of breakthrough, and I can be accountable, you can be accountable, and we can grow together. And that is November 30th, New York City. You can go to Eventbrite and look up the Great Girlfriends Workshop. Please grab your tickets fast. I don't want to hear about anyone missing it that wants to be there. We'd be so sad.
Yeah, and the reason we're doing it in November, because a lot of people do these workshops in January. But we want you to be ready before 2017 starts. We're getting a jump start on it so that when the year starts, you're already in gear. It's literally you're pulling the trigger. You're not like planning in January. Companies don't plan in January. Their year is already done.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Why not set the stage for a really great production ahead of the year? And I just think, I know for a fact that if you love the podcast, you'll love the workshop. Don't be afraid of being in the room with strangers. I've heard a few women say, well, I don't know anyone. It's okay. You know us. Once you know us, you're good.
Absolutely. And then after the workshop, we have a mastermind coming up on December 14th, which we're super excited about.
Yes.
That's going to be really dope. It's going to be a more intimate event. And Sib, I actually have a great girlfriend flying up from Memphis to come to the mastermind group.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Wow. That's so awesome.
I
Yes,
know.
the
And so our
mastermind. I mean, for anyone who hasn't ever done a mastermind, Brandis, I mean, you and I have had some fantastic mastermind experiences.
They're amazing and total game changers. And for our great girlfriends that are in other cities, guys, I'm telling you, stop giving Sybil and not a side eye. We can see it through
We
the,
can feel it.
we can feel it. We can feel it. So stop giving us a side eye. I promise we have something really cool coming up for you guys. We're building out a community for you too. So you'll be able to get this exact same content. Just hold tight. It's coming. I promise.
Yeah, so that's going to be December 14th, November 30th, and December 14th. Those are the two most important days, aside from Christmas and Thanksgiving, that remain in 2016 for all of our great girlfriends. Spread the word in case there's anyone who may not be listening but lives in the area. Give your great girlfriends a gift. Give it a gift. Tell your great girlfriend, I love you so much, girl. I got you a really dope workshop for Christmas.
I
I'm about
love
to,
that.
I'm going to boost
That
off
would
your
be an
year.
incredible gift for me.
Yes. Yes.
Incredible.
That would be an incredible gift. But anyway, so for those of you who are wondering and saying, why workshop? Why even plan? Why even try? Because we know for a fact, I mean, we get the emails, we get the phone calls, we get the Facebook messages, and we hear the stories around so many of you saying, what's the point? And when I hear someone say, what's the point? That says to me, they don't have a why. They haven't located the why. And that says to me, something's holding you back.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
we figured today we would dive into asking you the question, what's holding you back?
This is going to be good. And you guys are definitely going to say, ouch.
And even
What?
as you ask that question, Brandis, in my head, I hear like 5 things that I know are holding me back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like when you hear the question internally, there's some things that keep cycling, but what's holding you back? Like we said, so many of our listeners feel stuck in a pattern and they desire something better for themselves, but there isn't enough internal drive or ticker to go out there and do and make it happen. There's that stuck. And when you're stuck, everything seems kind of foggy. And next thing you know, the thing that you do the best is you hold on to what's most secure in your life. And that could be a job that pays you $2 when you deserve 10, or
Yeah.
friendships that just sit idle just because they're secure,
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
money habits that just don't grow you. They just keep you right where you are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing is, I mean, I think you remember the time you told everybody to think about the word money and what did they feel? I think people just saying out loud, what's holding me back? And
Mm-hmm.
making it real, real personal and being very honest with it. And I know a lot of the answers that are coming up could be lack of money is holding me back. Lack of time is holding me back. Lack of support is holding me back. I don't even know where to start, and that's holding me back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I'll make money from this, and that's holding me back. There are so many things that I don't have the right support system in my life, and that's holding me back. I have too many kids, and that's holding me
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
I don't have kids, and that's holding me back. There are so many things that we can say.
Absolutely. I think too, sometimes we get hit with circumstances, right? There's a rain in our life, or there's a storm, or something happens with our parents, or something happens, where they're laying people off on the job. Not necessarily us, but there are layoffs on the job. So we
Yeah.
say these circumstances that are outside of what we feel are outside of our control, and it just creates a paralysis. It's like we don't know the best thing to do, so we do nothing. And sometimes it's that fear that says, if I make a move, during this season where everything else is shaking up in my world? Will I have security at all? Or will I be out there alone? Will anybody have my back? Will I be covered? And it's those kind of things that kind of hold you back, but because it keeps you in that holding pattern over and over and over, because life is full of circumstances. There's always going to be something new. You know, even with this election, circumstantially speaking, if I were a fearful woman, particularly an African American, I would probably be packing my family right now and trying to get into Canada. Right?
Girl.
Because everything about what has taken place in our country indicates that I should be afraid. But I have a greater knowing that keeps me grounded. If I didn't have a greater knowing that keeps me grounded, I would be held back by some of the larger circumstances that our nation or our world could be up against. You know what I mean? And so sometimes those are the things that hold people back.
Absolutely. And then sometimes people just have no energy for the day. So
Come on.
They're just not energy rich. You're like, I am so tired. Where do I find the energy? Where do I find the push to do something else today? Where do I find the push to work on this project?
Yeah.
Just tired.
Absolutely. You know, sometimes that tired comes from food. Sometimes it's, you know, those habits. We eat late. We jump into bed because we work late. Sometimes we're not eating the right things because we're on the go. Sometimes we're not supporting our bodies with vitamins. And sometimes we are mentally drained.
Yes.
And because we're so mentally bogged down, we don't even have enough strength to wake up with joy in the morning.
Yeah.
Absolutely. True. That energy rich part is so huge. I mean, and the other thing I think sometimes I hear a lot of this, it's really hard to locate resources. Who's going to help me? How will I make this happen? How can I afford to make, you know, a leap of faith right now when I got kids and I got this and I got bills and I got a mortgage and I have X, Y, and Z and I have student loans and I have, you know, all these other circumstances. You know, what resources do I actually have? And when you do stack those things, I guess you would be held back. Maybe you would say, I don't have enough, you know, or I'm inadequate because I can't see over this stack of this mound of circumstances that I put in front of me. But that would ultimately hold people back.
Absolutely. And then sometimes, Sybil, is people, girl. People.
Come on.
Just around us, just weigh us down. Because they got so much doubt and unbelief. And even if they never say one negative word, you feel it.
Yes. Because you try to tell them something, they keep stirring the pot looking like she know good and well she ain't got time to be pursuing no new project. She know good and well she pregnant. How she going to how to start something new? She know good and well she got 2 kids. How they going to start a podcast? What are they thinking? Right. Child, please. Now, thank God that's not our story. But girlfriends, we know from everything you've shared with us that that's many of your stories.
Yeah.
That you just don't have enough support and accountability from the right people to help you move forward and know that you're being supported in the right way.
Absolutely.
So that's what this episode is about, and that's what our workshop on the 30th and our mastermind on the 14th are about. But we need to help women to get excuse me, let me rephrase that because we have some friends, male and female. But we want everyone unstuck. We want you to have clarity on the why. You know what I'm saying? You want to have that clear definition and reasoning in your heart that says, no matter what happens and what comes my way, I know why.
Absolutely. And sometimes we don't realize that we have everything we need. Most of the time, even if you don't see it, you have everything you need. Resources come in all shapes, sizes. Like they come disguised sometimes.
Yeah.
Resources are all around us, and you'll be surprised at what you already have in your bag.
Yes.
So many things we already have in our bag.
Yes. For example, going back to money, how we talked about in the habits, you know, when we talk to money about habits that are holding us back, we say we don't have money, but I know if I went through, you know, my own account, I could probably locate an extra $2,000 a year.
Yes.
in things that I could adjust, I could tweak that helped to shape me. And I know even as Dorinda talked about in the last episode, how she, coming out of the circumstances she came out of, right? And the confusion that she had in her life. And there wasn't a lot of abundance around her at the time when she was moving her life forward. But she located a why, and she decided that success was something that was available to her. And then she started pulling on the resources that she had inside of her company to help move her forward. It's that mindset, right?
Absolutely.
And so
it's a huge mindset.
yeah, and it's not just a normal mindset. It's a winning mindset. It's the mindset that says, I was destined to win. This whole thing looks confusing. Right now, if you look at me, I might not look like your average winner, but when you see what I'm coming out of, you'll fully understand that I was always destined to win. It was just a matter of me getting my mind shaped around that and then being able to make steps in the right direction.
And that mindset, Sybil, changes everything.
Yes.
Everything. As long as you have like all that doubt and you're constantly questioning yourself, and negative things are constantly coming up, it's so hard to move forward. You're so stuck.
You're stuck.
You're going back and forth because you really haven't made a decision and you haven't shifted your mindset. And then I would also say just creating accountability.
Yeah.
And that's what we do a lot with the Great Girlfriends, like even at our conference and at the workshops we're going to do and some other things that we're launching for you guys in 2017. It's about creating accountability.
Right.
And you need it.
Right. Right. And we talked about this before, and I say this all the time, get your corner active. It's not enough to have people in your corner and then not utilize them. And I remember so many times when I thought I may have needed money, but all I needed to do was make a phone call. Or you know what I mean? Or I needed to make a phone call and I had money, but money couldn't get me what I needed. I needed a phone call, and it's just being able to have the eyes, the mindset to see the resource in the way that it needs to be used when you need to use it. Because there are so many people that have the money and don't have the eyes or the mind that says I'm abundant. They don't have the love. And then there's some of us that have the love, but we feel we're missing the money, or we don't have, enough to do what we need to do. And so we feel held back or we feel restrained. But, there's some things that we've learned, Brandis and I, things that we know for sure. And one thing I know for sure is that everything that I need to transform my life happens in my mind.
Yes.
This is something that I know for sure. And I know that every time I've had to do a reset, or I have to, which I do frequently, where I have to do an assessment of where I stand and where I want to be, I've always had to check my mental state. It's never been my spirit. My spirit is whole. It remains whole because of the belief that I share in Christ and what that entitles me to. My mind is where the war takes place, and I have to take on a winning mindset to realize that I could be faced with 1,000 circumstances. Right now I'm looking for a new sitter. So circumstantially, my time is gridlocked if I see it that way. But what I've come to know is that this time is for me to appreciate in a different way. And God has had to show me that it's all in my mind. It's where I settle things. It's where everything is reconciled. And what I know for sure is that when I renew my mind, everything else begins to transform.
Absolutely, Sybil. Because the thing is, once you make a decision, which I think is so important for everyone. But once you make a decision, I promise you, it's like what is it? People say like everything conspires to make that thing happen. But I feel like your mind is unlocked, and the moment you start saying, "Oh, this is how it can work. That's how it can work. Oh, I can do this and I can do that," but not until you make the decision.
Absolutely.
Like as long as you're teetering, you will never see clearly. You won't see clearly. But until you make that firm decision and you're like, I'm moving forward and I'm moving full steam ahead, then you start saying, oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I can fill the room up by calling X, Y, and Z. And I don't really need a publicist because I know this person and they can make that phone. Like you just kind of, everything starts to come into place and you can see your resources really clearly, but you can't do that until you make a decision.
That's right.
Which happens in your mind.
What's one thing you know for sure, Brandis?
Huh. I know so many things for sure.
We're going to share them tonight.
Well, one thing I know for sure is what I just said is that you have to make a decision. Like until you make that decision, nothing feels quite settled. Nothing feels quite right. You have anxiety about it. You're unsure about it. You have worries about it. You can see all the places in all the ways that it can fail.
Yes.
Like when you have not made a decision, you can see a million reasons how this thing can fail.
Oh, yes.
But once you make a firm decision, this is what I'm going to do, and you start moving everything and you start moving that way. So your language starts moving towards that way. Your body language starts moving towards that way. Your actions, your emails, your phone calls, everything starts moving in the direction of that thing that you've decided. You can see clearly. There's so many times where he won't open it all the way up for you until he see that you're sure about it. So it's just like, the story in the Bible when they got to the Red Sea and how God was leading them there, and he knew that he was going to part the Red Sea, but he couldn't have done it had they not been walking towards it, had they not made a decision that we're going to follow. Until they made that decision, if they had been out there deciding and trying to decide and using the word, we're going to try to figure this out, nothing would have ever happened. And I've seen that in my life over and over again. It wasn't until I made a very firm decision that this is what I'm going to do, and I'm sending out the invitation, and I'm confirming the designers, and I'm confirming guests, and I'm confirming everything, that I started to see that God started to do his part. So making a decision could also be the exact same thing as taking a step of faith. You have to. Until you do that, you won't really see the answer. You won't see the solution. You won't see the resources. There are so many things you won't see. It won't be clear to you.
That's right. Absolutely. I love that. It's so true, because I feel like, in my case, I feel like all of heaven backs me up when I decide that this is me saying yes to something that God has already purposed, but I'm finally saying yes to it. Sometimes sometimes I'm right on time. Other times I'm behind. And when I'm behind, he catches me up. When I'm in sync, I move, as I should, like a wave in the sea. And I think it's really amazing because regardless of when we sign up with our yes, God is waiting there prepared with tools and resources for us to follow up and nurture everything that he wants to see manifested through our lives. Like, I know this. I agree with you, Brandis. That decision is critical.
It's so critical. And Sybil, I'm not going to follow you if you're unsure.
Oh my gosh, no.
People
I won't support you.
People are not going to support you if you're unsure. People support sure people.
Yeah.
They support people that they see have made a decision and they're moving forward no matter what. Why? Because they want to be a part of the success story.
Absolutely.
They want to see you succeed, but they don't want to throw resources your way, and you might or you might not go through with this.
That's right. That's right. And when you think about it, each one of us works individually and some collectively to build up our lives, our careers, our names. When I say I'm supporting you in something, I'm putting my name, which is my excellence, which is my reputation, which is my victories, my successes. I'm lining all of that next to you, and I'm endorsing you. When I endorse you, I'm empowering you with all that I have in me. Absolutely. And you can take that endorsement and, and endorse. You can go on Twitter now. People have touched Oprah one time, and you'll see.
My God.
You'll see own ambassadors, and you'll see own advocates. You'll see people that have attached themselves to the success story, like you said, because that endorsement or that one picture from Oprah means so much to so many people. And so, making that decision, like you said, means everyone has the ability to stand behind you when you're really sure about it. But if you don't have that confidence, if you're held back in your mind, but you're moving with your body, the alignment is not there, you can't expect to see everything come together in congruency for you. That's not the way it works.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Not. Another thing I know for sure is that proximity is power.
Absolutely.
I have learned and seen this over and over. You are the company you keep. And so sometimes, when I'm held back, I have to go back and monitor what were my last few conversations like, my social conversations.
Right.
Was I murmuring? Was I complaining about life and kids and this and that? Or was I masterminding, or was I visioning? Was I planning for travel for next year? Was I, praying with a friend? What was that like? And then when I look at the people that I spent my time with over the course of the last few weeks, the month, the year, who have I been in meetings with? What events have I attended? What rooms have I been in that felt natural to me? Where was I? Where was I invited? Where did I get a seat at the table? This says a lot. That proximity says a lot about what it allows me access to and how I can move my mission forward and how I can add value to someone else's life. I'm not held back when I have proximity to people who walk in abundance.
Absolutely not.
When I have people in my life who walk in abundance, who are in my life to nurture and bless me, who enjoy me, who understand me and still love me, I'm not held back. The only time I'm held back by those that I'm around is when they don't truly love and understand me, respect me, or regard me.
Right.
So what I know for sure is that when we create proximity with people that can empower our purpose, we are no longer held back.
Absolutely, Sybil. That is so true. I love that.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. Solutions, girlfriends. We're not going to keep you. I'm sorry, guy friends. I don't want you to think we are leaving you out, Reds. We're just always so dedicated to talking to our girlfriends. So we know you're not taking this personal, but solutions. Number 1 is to ask yourself this question. Why is it important to get unstuck? You always need a why. You need a why. The why will empower your motive. The why will help you to get clarity on what it is that you seek to achieve, or what understanding you need to grow in, or what you need to resolve in your heart. Or some things that are blocking you. The why is the clarity on the mission. You have to have a really, really empowering why. When you know why you want to get unstuck, because you don't want to leave your kids behind, or because you don't want your marriage to fail, or because you don't want to leave anything on the table that God offered you, or you want to support your community, so you have to be unstuck. Those things move you forward.
Absolutely. And then, Sybil, I would say you need to tell yourself, again, back to the mental piece, I have the ability and the abundance to achieve everything I desire out of life and more.
Oh, I love that.
And here's the thing. You don't have to have it all.
No.
You don't have to, let me rephrase that. You don't have to see it all.
Yeah.
You don't have to see the abundance. You don't have to see the how it's going to happen. Do you know how many times Sybil and I had no idea how things were going to happen, and we didn't see the resources that were going to be there? So many times.
So many
but
times.
Once you believe and you know that I have it, I do have it because my Father has it and He's given it to me.
Yeah.
And He's given me more than I could ever think, ask, or imagine. So it's there. And I have it in abundance. Mm-hmm. So when you move like that, you will see a huge shift happen. There's no way you can stay stuck when your mindset changes to one of abundance.
I love that statement. I have the ability and the abundance to achieve everything I desire out of life and more. Oh my gosh, I love that. That is so rewarding. I love that. All right, last thing is to do this for yourself. Ooh, get ready. Drum roll. That was my drum roll. Make a decision on the first step you need to take to set yourself in the right direction and locate accountability.
I love that.
Yes, a decision.
And the first step.
Yep.
On the first step.
Yep.
On the first step.
And that's not the whole thing, guys. That's the first step.
The first step. Because sometimes, Sybil, we see that whole thing and we get overwhelmed.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
And people start saying, oh, my God, but if I have to do this, then how do I get that? And then if that happens, then this happens. And we go down this crazy rabbit hole of what ifs because we've tried to see the entire thing through when that's not what God requires. He requires for us to take the first step.
That's right. That's right. That's it. And then accountability is saying, all right, God, who have you empowered to stand in my corner as an ally? Who is that person that's going to reinforce your purpose in my life, which is it's a whip and a hug? You know, who can do that? Show me who that person is, because I'm going to need to call on that person or people, whatever that is. You know, I feel like if I just stopped all the things that I have going on right now, I feel like some people would hunt me down.
Girl.
Like I feel like I'm being carried sometimes. Okay? Yes.
Know what was wrong with you and would show up at your house,
dust me off, and get me back in the game. Yes. Like I really do. I really don't feel like my people will allow me to do less than what I'm doing right now. And they're like, all right, now you know this is good, but you know there's more. I feel the pull. Yes. I feel the pull. I feel the calling, and I'm stepping into it. And the push. Right. The shove. Sometimes it's a shove. And I feel it. But I also know that that's where I belong. And so I'm not going to shrink. And we're not shrinking. We're just going to keep rising up.
Yes. And when there's people in your life that push you like that, it's important that you don't push those people away.
Don't push them away.
Because sometimes what'll happen is when we have people who love us like that and who push us like that, we get real defensive.
Oh, yeah.
And we can push them back. Mm-hmm. And so the people who love you like that and push you like that, they'll say, all right, you know, like, it's not worth me getting into an argument with you because I love you so much. It's not worth it. I'm just going to fall back and let you figure it out. So don't push those people away.
Yeah.
The people who are pushing you, keep those people around.
That's right.
Sometimes it might be simple. I had a moment at an event recently where I was literally in tears. I had someone from my honorary committee who sat there and hugged me and listened to me, and he said, okay, now that you got these tears out the way, what are we doing for next year?
There it is. Let's go.
I'm glad you got all that out, and I'm glad I could be here. But what's next?
What's next?
Know?
Yeah,
you need that.
That's right. That's right. Those tears will not feed Sky, and they know that. Those tears don't get work done.
You can't buy food in tears.
You cannot buy food in tears. You got to wipe them up and keep moving. Oh. So listen, we're about to close this out, but I wanted to, anyone that's new to the podcast, you've got to go back and listen to episode 11, No More Shrinking, right? Yes. Because that's one of the big pieces to really getting unstuck and deciding that you're not going to be held back. I love episode 20, Fueling Your Fire, 5 Tips for Staying Motivated, because it gets tiring and we want to quit. And we want to cave. And then episode 25 was No More Permission Slips. And that one was a really critical one that really helped us to get some clarity. We did that live in Memphis. Those are 3 that really, really align with this message. And then don't miss New York. Don't miss November 30th. Make sure you're in the building for that workshop, and December 14th, Mastermind.
Absolutely.
Husbands.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
I'm so excited about this. Guys, I cannot even begin to tell you like how excited we are, not just for ourselves for 2017, but for the great girlfriends, like for all of you.
We're seeing amazement breakthrough. I mean, when I look and I see, Farah, one of our group members, wrote her first book, and that's launched. And then Squeaky has written a book, and I'm seeing like Squeaky's doing workshops, and Nia and Nicole are doing workshops, and different people are just launching parts of their brand. And I could go on, but it's just so rewarding to see people getting breakthrough and just feeling like it's their season and walking in it.
Absolutely.
All right. Husbands, we love you. Kwaku, I love you.
We love you. We love you.
Yes. Yes. I love you too, Rich.
I love you.
And Sam and Dylan, thank you so much. Oh, y'all, they are so fantastic. I love my minis.
And girl, and Miss Sky, who took, by the way, she took 3 steps today for the first time.
She took steps. Did Rich know?
I called him.
Oh my goodness.
Took 3 steps.
Oh.
So she is throwing up on me.
That makes me sad.
I know.
Oh.
I know.
I don't want her walking yet. It just seems too fast.
I know. We've been cuddling, girl. We've been on cuddle overload over here because she's not feeling well. So,
oh, feel better, Sky.
Hi.
And to all our family and all our girlfriends, thank you for trusting us as your go-to source for everything life, love, and laughter. Please make sure to listen every Wednesday on thegreatgirlfriends.com, iTunes, Stitcher, Podcast Republic, Podcast Bean, Blueberry, and every other podcasting service that's out there. Make sure you check us out on social, on Instagram,
The Great Girlfriends,
Twitter,
_Great GFS.
Forgot we have a YouTube channel, but YouTube.
The Great Girlfriends.
And our Facebook group with over 13,000 members is at
The Great Girlfriends.
Yes. So make sure you post your questions in our group or post them on our website. You share with friends. Keep listening and keep being a great girlfriend. I'm Sybil.
And I'm Brandis.
And we are signing off. Peace.
Love you.